when I was sort of a kid growing up, it was always Spurs who played the lovely football, and Arsenal were a proper solid team, but won trophies. You think of George Graham. But even when you came in, Wenger played better football, of course, but you still had that sort of strength and aggression with Arsenal, and that's just something that's just completely gone from this club, really. And you just, and that's, I mean, we've said it before, but you think of Arsenal, that way of the club, that it is a special club, Arsenal. Not just the stadium, the way people around the country think of the club as well, but it always had that sort of needle, that aggression. And that's a sad thing. It's not just about not playing well, but the football, they just get rolled over so easily.
Go back without the center pictures. That was.
We just heard an audio clip from Jamie Carragher and Thierry Henry discussing Arsene Wenger's future at Arsenal. Once again, we're back at square one.
With Arsenal, is it?
Yeah, we're going to talk about them later, of course.
When have we left square one? Tell me that.
Arsenal has never left square one since 20.
Correct!
We observed 1 minute of silence in memory of Davide Astori, the 31-year-old Fiorentina captain. He reportedly died of a cardiac arrest, heart attack. To pay tribute to the Italian defender, Serie A actually postponed all of its matches over the weekend, including the much anticipated Milan derby.
I mean, as much as we give the Serie A shit for being full of shit like that, I mean, this is something that was class from them.
Yeah, it's class. It's definitely class. A lot of players who received the message, former teammates of Astori, once they received the news on the way in a match, they actually broke down on the pitch. So you can tell how much, you can tell his impact on in the world of football.
There was a post-match interview for Antonio Conte as well, and he actually
talked about how much he respected Astori.
I've never seen Conte
that emotional. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, but unfortunately right now it's business as usual for us with no Serie A matches and interesting League 1 games as usual to talk about. We have less pressure to race against time. We'll take a look at the Bundesliga, the La Liga, the Premier League, then we'll proceed to wrap up the Champions League and the Shopee Piala FA 2018.
What?
The Shopee Piala.
The Shopee Piala FA Malaysia 2018.
No, it's not the Shopee, it's the Shopee.
It's the Shopee, okay? The Shopee.
Shopee.
Yeah, it's the Shopee, okay? Yeah. Don't worry, I'm going to keep emphasizing that, okay? Let's go on our first talk set. Barcelona versus Atletico Madrid. A 1-0 win for Barca. As intimidating as Atletico Madrid have been, as we've mentioned over the past few podcasts, I think they've shown what they usually do best in this game, which is defend. Atletico.
Kick the ball high up.
See, Izam seems to disagree with my assessment.
No. I think Simeone was very smart in thinking that they really can't outpace Barca, they can't out-attack Barca.
It's more of damage control when it comes to facing Barca in this season, because Barca is riding on. Okay, they're terrible.
I wouldn't say that
they're running on a poor run of form, but they're still the top.
Yeah, exactly. Plus, if you're talking about Coutinho just now, right? You said that Coutinho had a really good game. I still feel like Coutinho is being underutilized.
Oh yeah.
Okay, he's not.
I think he's still trying to fit into
We
the
could
squad.
have utilized him in Liverpool, but
No, this is okay. Okay. No, that's the thing about players you buy in during the winter transfer.
Yeah.
They find it very hard to mold in. Every single player, every big signing that has the deal that has been signed in the winter transfer, big ones like Aubameyang, Sanchez, you can see a common problem.
This season,
You can see a common problem. They are all facing difficulties in trying to fit into the squad. So same thing for Coutinho here. You can't judge them right now.
Yeah.
Wait,
Right.
give them next season.
One thing that I really do feel I miss seeing from Coutinho is the fact that he's not able to be as creative as he was back when he was in Liverpool.
Actually, yeah, he was more subdued in this game. He was more quiet, but during
his presence was there.
Yeah.
It's just the fact that he's not as, given as much space from his teammates.
Because
when he was in Liverpool.
he doesn't have to play the role of a number 10. Messi is already the number 10.
Yeah, Messi is the number 10, but
Yeah.
that's the thing though.
But
I
why?
really do feel like, now that I think about it, I really do agree with Henry being sad that Coutinho left, to the fact about Coutinho being a very good number 10, someone who can
and now
be
being
very creative.
underutilized, right?
Coutinho
but
who?
Then again, Coutinho might be the one to take Messi's place once he finally stepped down.
That's actually what I thought too, because in
Coutinho
this
who?
game, the goal was a Messi free kick, and that was a superb free kick. And the only person right now I can think of who can actually do that is Coutinho.
But the free kick wasn't so messy.
Now, Costa and Griezmann really didn't do much because of Simeone's tactics. He technically created a void in midfield. Everyone just drops back and they are isolated up front. They really can't do
Simone
much.
actually say something. If I have a Messi, then I would have won that game.
Yeah, I know, but that's a no-brainer, right?
It is a no-brainer.
It's a no-brainer.
Again, to be fair to Simeone there, he didn't have any very, how do you say, versatile midfield players who were able to...
Go and sign Coutinho if you wanted to. We will gladly give it,
look, you salty people here. But again, there was really no link between the attack and defense.
Yeah. Can we talk about how bad Luis Suarez has been for Barca? What happened?
You see him in Malaysian ads, right? That's why. That's his focus, That's his focus.
You know what happened? He ate nasi lemak and roti canai.
I know, that's why.
Sakit
The
betul lagi.
audacity is there coming already.
Yeah.
You can feel it. Oh fuck.
What I think
He
right
was helpless in front of Jimenez.
Yes.
Jimenez was so good in marking him, but otherwise,
He was doing that thing when he did in the Premier League, he was trying to win fouls. You know, when he was
correct,
helpless, he tried to
correct,
win fouls.
correct. Whenever Suarez had the ball, he had his eyes on him.
Yes.
So here's my theory right now. He needs to bite someone else's ear to be able to regain that life force when he start playing again.
And to be fair, before he joined Barca, he did bite someone.
Exactly! So that life force has run out, he just needs to bite someone else.
By the manager.
Oh!
Now,
Okay, but jokes aside, I really do think Suarez is just... I would akin this to Cristiano Ronaldo's dip in.
Alright.
now let's talk about
I wouldn't say it's a peak thing, it's more just a form thing for now. Like
Oh.
he's just not playing to his fullest.
Not as sharp as he
He's
used
very...
to. lah.
Okay, the way that he's winning fouls
since
right
September though.
now... Yeah, the way that he's
Since-
winning fouls right now is
Cheap.
the fact that it's showing that he's not confident in himself anymore right now.
Is it? Okay.
But Ronaldo picked up. Ronaldo is
Yeah, but it took-
superb
but
right
it
now.
took Ronaldo a while. to
PSA
pick up.
player of the year, what? Huh? Best player in the world, what?
But like Ronaldo.
So what are you suggesting? Suarez is one class below of Ronaldo,
Probably.
so they're not on par yet.
I don't know.
Why are you talking to me like a baby?
The fuck is up with the podcast today?
but in all seriousness though, I feel like okay, in terms of Ballon d'Or, we're gonna go away for a bit. Unless something changes in UEFA, it's going to be Ronaldo and Messi again. So
It's always that
it's
too.
always
I mean,
Ronaldo and
like,
Messi.
do you,
So
I mean, like,
Suarez will always be one pass.
maybe Salah lah, somewhere there.
Oh my god. There's no Liverpool talk set in this shit, and he keeps talking about that.
Sorry,
Imagine if there was a Liverpool
our
talk set.
ego is fucking high right now,
Last one before we move on. Do you think Atletico Madrid could have performed better in this game? It was obvious they were going in for a 1-1 draw, but instead they had to walk away with a 1-0 loss.
No.
I kind of feel like Simeone walked in with just a plan A. It was just to walk away with a draw, but they didn't really came up with a plan to say that okay, if we do concede a goal, how do we level?
They did put some really decent shots in though. Those were. I felt like if they weren't say, I mean like of course.
But don't you think they weren't brave enough? I mean, based on what they've been able to deliver over the past few games, they have the ability to go up and attack, especially when you have Costa there to add that flair. But they didn't.
But the thing is, I would assume it's because they were afraid of the counter from us.
You can compare this with the Chelsea talk set later.
Oh yeah, good
Chelsea
point.
talk set is
Good
totally
point.
shit
Good point. Good point.
compared to this. At least they have a capability to try,
Good point.
right?
Yeah,
In Chelsea's game-
I'll wait for that.
Right.
I'll wait for
Yeah.
that.
Let's make it for that.
Okay,
right?
last one before since you talked about Chelsea. The previous week Barca actually drew Las Palmas. Valverde actually rested most of his main players. Dembele was rested. Coutinho was rested. He put up all his B team players. and they drew 1-1. In their current situation, do they have a chance against Chelsea? Or could Chelsea walk away with a miracle?
I don't know, man. By the way, I see how Chelsea played was like fun, man. Thinking English team to go out of Champions League. Fuck. I'm prepared, bro. Chelsea going
For the
up.
fucking top set, man. I seriously can't wait for that.
Okay, moving on to the Bundesliga. Leipzig versus Borussia Dortmund, a 1-1 draw.
Fuck
It's
this
East versus
game.
West.
Omar Toprak.
What the fuck was this game?
Omar Toprak.
Dortmund, still Dortmund.
Okay, Dortmund missing the chances, yeah? They're not finishing as what
Actually-
Because they don't have their star player.
Who?
Aubameyang is gone, man.
Batshuayi is their star player now, man.
Yeah,
That shit.
He's on loan still. I think.
Missed the goal though.
It's gonna be made permanent now if Conte leaves.
Missed a really big chance to score.
Who? Batshuayi?
Yeah.
Oh,
Did you see that miss?
No, you can't deny that.
Mishi Batshuayi.
No, that cross was on point. His finishing was not.
Yeah, his finishing
Yeah.
was good. But I do want to
could have won
bring
the
up
game.
I do want to bring up the fact that you were talking about how it was taking time for these mid-season transfers to get used to the team dynamics.
Why,
I think that's
Michi is
why.
good.
Yeah, Michi is doing quite well if you
Yeah,
ask
I
me
mean-
in that case.
But okay, it comes to the point of the league as well, I probably think.
Point of the league, why?
I mean, like, Batshuayi is playing in the German Bundesliga where creativity is.
I mean, we talked about
one of
this,
the
yes,
key
last
things.
podcast.
And being a striker there as a target man, it is very, very, how to say, opportunistic. Like, you need an opportunistic striker. Batshuayi is an opportunistic striker.
Not a
He's-
physical
he's,
one.
He's there. He's
Yeah,
target
he's
man.
not a physical player.
Yes, he's not a physical
And I
player.
kind of feel
He's
like
there.
because of how Aubameyang has been programmed to get used to the way Bundesliga plays, that's the reason why he can't fit in Arsenal.
Okay, we'll talk about that.
Yeah.
We'll talk about that.
Yeah.
But,
But-
like, in terms of the physical player things, then yes, I have to agree that the Leipzig defense were actually very, very strong.
Oh, yeah.
In terms of their
Yeah.
Yes, they were.
Yeah.
They were.
The man of the match to me was Naby Keita.
As
Undoubtedly.
As always.
He really doubted. You know, since the Liverpool deal was confirmed, a lot of people has been giving him shit for, you know, like, oh, now that Liverpool has confirmed you play like shit for Leipzig. He really
he's not playing like shit for
he
Leipzig.
he really proved the naysayers wrong in this game. The first goal that Augustine scored, that was set up from him. The way Scholler lost the ball, he came in, natural predator instinct, came in and snatched the ball away and fed it to Augustine. Beautiful finish. What else? Bruma, Forsberg, and Werner had goal scoring chances but didn't manage to finish. Buki was okay. I think one player worth praising from Dortmund would be Dahoud.
Yes, more Dahoud.
Yeah,
Like
Mohamed
Plus,
Dahoud. Yeah.
Royce.
Yeah, very fast, very quick player. I can see him fitting in very well into a Dortmund team that has a culture of playing attacking
I have
football.
a feeling next season Dortmund will have to revamp again, but I hope they keep the players because Stoger is not here to be the long-term manager. Stoger is just here for this season.
So you got
Temporary.
it so good, that's very man.
Stoger
But-
is very man, definitely.
But since he's extended their lead to 10 games unbeaten right now, don't you think he deserves an extension then?
no,
Why?
Alright.
Dortmund needs wins. They don't need draws.
Andre Villas,
So
boss.
who should they hire next?
Andre
Arsene Wenger?
Villas, boss.
Okay,
Arsene Wenger's going to PSG, we all know that.
no,
No,
bro.
Everton also was looking into
Everton,
him.
bro. I tell you.
Yo, Everton is Arsene Wenger
Yeah.
by this game.
Walcott and
is like,
Wenger.
"Wow!" Walker is like, fuck my life. I ran away from Nightmare. Nightmare came to me.
it's another season down the bench again.
It's like, fuck my life. Finally get to play time.
Okay,
Last one before we wrap. Come on.
credit to Dawood, but honestly speaking, next season there needs to be a revamp in the Dortmund.
Where? In front?
No, I think
At the back,
I
at the
think
back,
they need to
at the
keep
back.
this.
They need to get rid of Toprak and sign someone else.
Who?
Yeah.
Was piss poor in this game.
You know, the best team that Toprak can fit into right now is West Brom.
No, Bayern Leverkusen. Go back to Bayern. Just go back to Bayern. Relegate that.
If he goes back to Bayern, Bayern won't be in 5th place anymore.
Doesn't matter, man. Fuck that. Screw that shit, man.
That's the
Dortmund
case.
is there.
Hoffenheim. I think it was Hoffenheim.
Oh, jangan lah. I want Hoffenheim to go back. to the-
Table update. No, one more fun fact. This match is statistically even in the fact that they had 50. Both sides enjoyed 50% of possession, scored 3 goal shots and 2 on target. Same,
Both.
exact same. Both sides, exact same.
So we can't deny that Leipzig is actually on par with a team like Dortmund now.
Unfortunately, not enough to topple Bayern.
Yeah, not enough, definitely.
Shit, I was gonna say that. Fuck.
Oh, okay. Before we end it, how are we gonna topple Bayern? Honestly speaking, how
So-
are we gonna topple Bayern?
Through Champions League.
Okay, that's it.
No,
That's
no, 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 no. I get.
He He asked a general question, so I say I'll give you a general
but
answer.
In the domestic,
Okay,
domestic,
correct.
How to topple Bayern? Yes. How are we going to topple Bayern?
Kill Lewandowski.
Get an Arab owner to buy Dortmund.
No, I would say the more crass way of saying it is trying to get their players injured. That's it.
Yeah, break one of the players' legs. Right?
Break all their players' legs.
Yeah.
But you can't. Like, okay, honestly, right now, they're still at their peak. Most of their
Yes.
players.
Yeah, that's the thing.
Like, even though the squad is aging, somehow this season they've managed to peak again.
And now watching.
Watching.
Coman
Watching.
are young players, and these guys are playing extremely.
Tolisso is playing very well right
Well.
now.
He's back on form as well.
Minus 30 tactics against Bayern Munich right now. We've said it before how Bayern has already gotten that monopoly of good players. They will always strengthen themselves by taking the good players away from their competitors.
Yeah, the mentality
Young
is
players.
champions really.
Young good players.
Young good players.
They have a mentality
Unless-
of champions, by the way.
Yeah,
Yeah,
fair enough.
unless they can, unless all these other teams have these, those small gaps in the years where they suddenly produce a really good youth team to come up together.
Bayern?
No, not Bayern, just all the
Other
other teams.
teams,
They can produce a good youth team to come up together. That's a 1 in a million chance of it happening, I know, but until that happens, it's not gonna happen. Bayern's not gonna go down.
Okay, table update. We all know who's gonna win the league, but from second to sixth place, everything is up for grabs because like they're separated by 1 to 2 points only.
Who's in the top 6?
I think Dortmund is second right now.
Dortmund second, Leipzig is.
Wait,
not
Schalke-
third, no.
Schalke is second.
Third, Leipzig is
Holy
fourth.
shit!
Yeah, this so it's Schalke, Leverkusen, Leipzig, and Dortmund. These four.
Still hate Schalke.
Why?
He's still salty.
Felix Magath, man.
No, I hate that one player, Netherlands player. I hate the
Pass
most.
Santola.
He's fucking useless. The worst Netherlands player I've ever seen.
I will always remember Huntelaar for the concussion he had against.
Where fucking 9, number 9, right? He was number 9. Fucking play like a fucking 20 or 50 or whatever.
50. Okay, moving on. Okay, calm down, CK. This is your favorite talk set now. Moving on to the Premier League, where Brighton beat Arsenal for the first time since 1982.
Hey, got people reply on Twitter. Let me go Twitter for one.
Fuck off lah. Like, okay, come back to here.
No.
We are back to talking about Wenger's future again.
It's getting
It's
real now.
Bright! You're really bright!
It's getting real now.
It's very bright!
It's fucking
Right.
Very bright!
No, she's saying Arsene Wenger's future needs some brightening up.
Oh, I get that. Yo, I give you that. That's
Very
good.
bright!
That's good.
I think we don't have to talk about the gameplay because it was very very obvious. First 15 minutes, Arsenal dominates, they concede 1 goal, immediately the confidence drops to 0.
and before Luis Dunk scored his goal, he has scored 4
On goals.
That is how dire the situation is for Arsenal. That a defender.
Did you see the first half from the 15-minute mark all the way until the 45th minute? Like, where were Arsenal? What were they doing on that pitch?
Smoking weed.
There was no formation. There was no plan. The strikers were non-existent. They were just basically static on the
At least
pitch.
it's not as bad as Chelsea lah.
Ball
All I have
watching.
to say.
Okay,
At least it's not as
I
bad.
disagree. This is kind of bad. Like, it was really much
I think
worse.
Chelsea was fucking
Far
worse.
worse. You could see whenever the camera switched to Wenger's face, his face, I tell you.
Has always been like that.
Like it's like the fella had constipation and cancer at the same time.
What the fuck?
He looks like that all the time, man. He looks like that all the time, man.
But this is really serious. Back then you could still hear Arsenal fans like really angry. At one point it was funny, but right now I'm not even sure if the situation is sad or funny anymore.
Should have bought Suarez inside thinking.
Like,
should have paid a £1 make the difference.
look, listen, for real. Is it time for Wenger to really leave? I really want Izam to say yes.
I had this talk just now before we came to the podcast.
Hey, why you ruin it?
No, because I wanted to get the talk out of the way inside the car.
Like honestly speaking, let's be real here. My point is that Arsene Wenger needs to leave for something to change in the club.
Yes.
But Izam put up an important point as well. Kroenke and Gazidis are not football players. Are not football minded. They are business minded.
No, I'm not talking about what the board thinks, cause fuck what they think.
No. You have to understand that this is not only what Wenger is. This whole situation is not only Wenger, it's not only players, it's also the board.
Yeah, I know. I'm just asking you in theory because a lot of Arsenal fans will come and tell you that they want Wenger to stay.
No.
Yeah.
No.
Do you want Wenger to stay? Bar the board. Do you want him to stay?
I do want him to stay. I want a new board. But here's the thing: you were about to say that a lot of Arsenal fans want Wenger to stay. I would say that right now,
That has changed.
that's always been Wenger out. Majority has always been Wenger out.
Only that one particular season when they decided to fly 2 planes. That's about it.
Which is last season, bro.
I like him. I fly 2 planes.
Bipolar season. But we can see that Arsenal fans in general are now
Frustrated.
They are skewing more towards Wenger.
Frustrated. Are you joking? They're already frustrated all this season, dude.
No. As in like they used to have that.
They are frustrated with the scoreline. They are frustrated with the players. They are frustrated with the owners.
But not as bad as last
Every single game, dude.
Yeah.
This is really bad. This is really bad.
Extremely toxic.
The whole stadium was chanting, "You'll be sacked in the morning."
After Europa, I think after Europa lah. After Milan's game, I
Like,
think.
so, like for real, is it? Look, I mean no disrespect to Wenger. This fella has done a lot for Arsenal, but he needs to leave in the most respectable fashion. They can build a statue for him outside.
Build. I'll speed on it, bro.
No. I agree with you on that.
Speed on it.
He needs to go, but not just sack him. Like send him off, give him a ceremony,
Give him a funeral.
play a testimonial where he gets to beat Barca or fucking
I
Bayern
have an
Munich.
unpopular opinion. Is it because Wenger's also very stubborn and doesn't want?
He doesn't want to leave.
Okay, sorry. I have a popular opinion.
No, we all know that Wenger is stubborn and he doesn't want to leave, that's for sure. But I think Wenger is the kind of person who would actually tarnish his image just so that he can get everything right. If him bringing the club down like this means that we can get a change up in the board, can get, Gazidis and Conquer out,
Do you think he wants to leave?
I think he does.
Oh,
So are you saying that the board is not letting him leave?
No, I don't think so. I think he's trying to prove a point to the board.
I think he's a fucking old grandpa that stubborn as fuck doesn't want to leave the club. That's
But
all.
maybe he has a point to prove being stubborn.
Yeah.
Yeah, obviously he wants a point to prove, but at the same time he's doing a lot of mistakes doing it lah.
Okay, guys, here's the thing. In the past 4 years, why have we been so critical on Arsenal? I would like to see your point of view on that, CK. Why are you, a Liverpool fan, being so critical on Arsenal's performance?
Okay, that's a
Tell me
legit
about
question.
that.
That's a legit question.
Actually, that's true. Why am I criticizing? They are not even in the top 4, so it doesn't even matter really.
Because it's so frustrating to see them.
No, thing is,
It's because we've been
Okay.
thought of Arsenal
yeah.
as the Invincibles, as the team
No.
that
No. Because
Arsenal
that.
has lost that invincible moniker for so long.
No, it's
That's
look,
past.
when there's an expectation and you don't meet that expectation, of course you'll be disappointed, of course you'll be critical of them. The fact is, over the past 4 years, there have been moments when they were so close to pushing past that point and striving for success, but they always fall short. For some reason, be it luck, be it their own attitude, be it their own player's personality, it's frustrating to watch. That's why we're critical of them. Wenger has failed to address this problem.
Cause we're friends.
Huh? What?
Cause we're friends.
What do you mean?
we always want to see the best out of the club, basically what I mean. Best out of the person. Like,
from a mutual perspective.
yeah, like a mutual perspective. It's like you're performing well as well. We want to see a very competitive league. It is a competitive league, but Arsenal is dropping out of the top 4 itself.
Probably just like how Liverpool dropped out of the top 4.
Yeah. Everybody out, everything out also.
Exactly.
Take out your underpants out, everything. But in all seriousness, like if you see a club like with history like this going down,
You'd be fucking disappointed.
See, that's the thing though. Arsenal's history, how long has it been?
longer than Chelsea, obviously.
Definitely not going to see.
Okay, no. You guys are
Longer than
so
City,
critical
bro.
of Wenger.
He's actually raising up a good point. Before Wenger, what was Arsenal?
What was Arsenal before?
What was Arsenal before Wenger?
Better than City.
No, you don't bring in City. City is a very different situation. There was no Arab money back then.
Give Arab money to Arsenal then.
No!
Petition!
Arab money to Arsenal is going to turn Arsenal to City.
Arsenal
Emirates
Emirates
mah.
FC.
Emirates FC.
Yeah, but
Arsenal Emirates FC.
I would rather have Arsenal fall and be disgraced like this than turn it into a team like City.
So there we go.
There we go. That's the answer.
There we go.
The
The
ego.
The ego. The fans are conflicted between their own ego and wanting Wenger to leave as well.
But Izam is always a Wenger in.
Nah, I think
I've always been Wenger in.
Izam has always been Wenger in.
Carl is also Wenger in.
So
Huh?
it's very hard for them I don't know, for me
I
personally,
know
seeing-
loyalty.
seeing
It's
a-
less about loyalty, but right now, it's
who else better to take over the club?
Andrea Bola.
Yeah. pretty much.
Ancelotti.
There's no one else.
Ancelotti. come
Ancelotti.
again.
Seriously, Ancelotti.
No, but seriously, put away Ancelotti.
I
Right?
would actually want Simeone, but okay.
Simeone will never leave.
Yeah, I know. Personally, I would like
Like,
Simeone.
honestly speaking, right, if you just think about it, like, because Arsene Wenger has been here for so long, who else can you think of replacing?
Ryan Giggs.
Ancelotti.
Ryan Giggs.
There, no doubt.
Ryan Giggs.
Ancelotti is the best candidate out there right now. Take
Ryan
over
Giggs.
Arsenal.
Ryan Giggs.
Ryan Giggs.
Moving on to our next talk set, also one of our favourites. Manchester City versus Chelsea, a 1-0 defeat for Chelsea playing away in the Etihad Stadium.
Shit show. Exactly, bro. This is what Henry will say, you know. I think Henry, if you watch live, he'll be
Okay, go bash.
fucking disappointed, dude.
Bash.
I'm not disappointed with City, I'm disappointed with Chelsea.
No, go ahead.
They didn't even fucking try, man. What the fuck? It's oh my god.
Maybe it's because we actually tried against City and we actually won the game. And to see Chelsea
Not even trying.
not even trying at all, parking the bus like
Mourinho.
They were literally walking on the pitch. What the hell?
it's like
Champions former champions what bullshit is this?
playing like West Brom. I think worse than West Brom.
Worse than what you're looking like a non.
Oh, Henry, calm down. It looks like you're supporting Chelsea now.
Alright.
They play like Burnley for a moment.
Hey, Burnley plays better. Burnley
Yeah,
runs.
they play defense then attack, but there's no attack.
When he plays in now they're in a shot for a fucking Europa League.
I saw memes like after the match like what is Hazard doing right now on his Google search? How do you tell a coach I want to quit?
But
Flight tickets to Madrid.
in all seriousness, I mean like, what the fuck?
There
Ayo,
was
why do you play Hazard in the middle?
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, like, you have a fucking tall player.
Why
like
did he
Giroud.
drop both of his target men?
We want fast-paced football. We want counter football. Counter my ass, dude.
Like, okay, can we talk about look, Morata and Giroud?
Can't even hold the ball.
Like, is it because Conte bought the wrong players?
Or did he lose the most important player ever?
Oh shit.
Costa,
Matic?
Okay.
Matic or Costa?
I think Matic would have proved to be a very pivotal player in this season for Conte.
Fuck, man. I don't know how fucking United get him still.
Yeah, I think losing Matic was much worse than
Matic.
It's like,
So you're theorizing that if Matic is still there,
I think-
Morata would be able to score more goals.
Yeah.
And they didn't have to buy Giroud.
I think Conte, is he buying Leicester players?
Yeah, he is. He's buying Kante, he bought drink water, he doesn't even fucking use
Emerson
it.
Palmieri.
Is he trying to...
And he bought Ross Barkley, guys. Don't forget, Ross Barkley is in Chelsea.
Oh yeah.
Ross Barkley is in Chelsea, guys.
But like, so what's the problem with Conte then? A manager who's making bad decisions, or just making decisions for the sake of making decisions?
One season wonder.
So you're saying that he was never really meant for English football? Don't get me wrong. I think this fella did a really good job with Italy, and
One
their
time.
their
Chelsea
whole
for the first season.
yeah. Before
But
he came
you
to Italy.
really hear about him before that?
Yeah, Juventus.
Yeah, Juventus.
Juventus.
Did he really maintain?
He wasn't he the guy who
Won
helped
the title, yeah.
the invincible Juventus was under his
Yeah,
management.
that was it.
Yeah, that was Conte.
Yeah.
Defense are all the way up.
Yeah, that's true as well.
I mean that's Italian football lah.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Can't deny that
At
lah.
his best.
But you can't just discount the fact that he's a great manager
Okay.
just because of this one. He's not a great manager just because of this one game.
Here's what I think. This season, Chelsea has been called up for the 3-4-3 formation. People know how to play the 3-4-3 formation.
And he played fucking Alonso at midfield, bro.
Wing back.
As a fullback,
Wing back.
he's supposed to linger between midfield and
It's like
defense.
it's like a hybrid 5-3-2 formation or like a
3-4-3, 3-5-2, whatever you call it. 3-4-1-2.
it's like a 5-2-3.
No, it's a hybrid. No, hybrid 5-2-3-3-5-2. Yeah, so it's basically a hybrid formation. But I think basically Chelsea's game has been read. I doubt the players are acting this way without a reason.
And also, I have to be critical to Morata for his shit season. I hope it's just acclimatizing. But look, you came from Madrid, you came from Juventus, and you're being paid. You were paid £16 million. Your transfer was £16 million, and you were supposed to be the target man for Chelsea, and you come up with a shit show like this.
I mean, he tried, but he's still shit.
Yeah.
But you know,
Like even Giroud kind of this shit right now, man. Because
Super
honestly
soft.
speaking,
I still don't understand what Giroud's doing there.
Hey,
Just
but
like I still don't understand what Sanchez is doing at
Fuck
United.
This season,
I have to agree with that.
he's an Arsenal agent. He will forever be an Arsenal agent.
Basically, what Wenger has been trying to do all this while is sell off his best.
Can we stop this conspiracy theory?
What-
Can we
what's
stop
Giroud's
this
number?
conspiracy theory?
What's Giroud's number in Arsenal?
12.
See, forget also, fucker.
I was about to say that. I was like, wait.
10 is Ozil.
That is for sure.
Holy shit, was this 8?
Are you an Arsenal fan?
Whoa.
Oh.
I'm glad we recorded this.
Okay, before we end this talk set, anything else to add?
I'm just gonna end it with
Fuck lah, City win lah, take the cup already lah.
that.
They win the league, what?
That one Twitter, if you don't know, on Twitter there was a viral video going on how Chelsea was playing in the one instance. They kicked the ball and they started walking.
Huh?
They started walking.
That's
What the actual fuck, Chelsea?
I think you're talking about Rudiger.
okay, everybody.
Long ball, then walk.
Have you seen Pedro? Pedro is always running.
The
Yeah.
whole team from
Yeah, Pedro is the only one who's trying.
were just
Pedro is always running, yeah.
walking, and City players were just like, oh, okay, you guys are walking.
Okay, let's try to press.
Let's pass.
Pass.
They're still walking. Pass some more. Like you know, like
Fabregas, number one player in the midfield.
what the fuck, guys? Like,
Pass it.
Conte doesn't need to get his shit together because Conte's time is left.
I tell you, if it wasn't Courtois or
Shut the fuck up, Chelsea.
if it wasn't Courtois, this match would be a fucking
Yeah.
shit show, bro.
Chelsea fans still want to shout about this game? Fuck that shit, man. You
Courtois
guys-
leave, man. Courtois,
you guys are-
leave. Well, you still can. Go to Arsenal. Courtois, go.
Okay, moving on to our next talk set. Champions League football, PSG versus Real Madrid.
Valentine's Day.
Much wow.
The running narrative now is that PSG spent close
1
to
million.
billions of dollars, $1 billion, and are just further away from the Champions League right now than they
25
were last
million,
season.
Big dick.
Van Dijk.
Van Dijk, sorry.
The aggregate score was 2-5 to Madrid. I think it was unlucky. They were not lucky. PSG.
For PSG?
Just, what? He really hates Chelsea. I'm still thinking that he's on the Chelsea talk set.
No. Is it really realistic for them to come back from a
Technically,
3-1 aggregate?
Can.
Yeah.
can.
Barca did it last
Barca
year.
did it against them.
They had that one away goal.
They were like damn happy, bro.
They had that one away goal.
They had one. They scored one goal. They could have brought it to extra time.
They just needed to score two more goals.
Two goals. They would have won the game.
Okay, here's what I want to think about right now. What did Madrid do to be able to play this well now?
Okay, if you look at the first leg, PSG were the better team. Definitely.
Yes. We were praising PSG like crazy.
PSG was the
Remember
better
that.
team. It's the same situation as United Arsenal, where Arsenal were the better team, but United still scored. The same situation.
Aww.
They built the team around Neymar. I know when you lose your number 10 on the pitch, you lose your moral support, you lose the mold that holds the team together.
Yeah.
But you cannot deny the fact that with him on the pitch, they look so much better compared to Madrid. You could see that they really wanted to win the game.
Yeah, they did.
Yeah. But it simply was just not enough. But and in this second leg, without Neymar because of his injury,
Yes.
um,
For unforeseeable future.
you could see that difference in class. Like you could see why PSG bought him in the first place.
Because with the money that's spent, they haven't been making very good investments. despite winning the
No.
league.
But I get where you are coming from this. I mean, with the money spent on Neymar, it's very it's very obvious that Neymar brings PSG's game up to the next level.
Yes.
Just like Ibrahim Mohamed done
Yes.
this season.
Yes.
But that level is you're taking a risk here. It's a hit or miss.
yeah, you lose Neymar, and you lose that level.
Yeah, exactly.
And that's what happened in this game.
It's just like when in Liverpool they lost Torres for a certain amount of time and everyone was just like, what the fuck's going on? Yeah. It's like that time in 08, 09 we always dread either Gerrard or Torres. It's always these two players.
It's becoming that over-reliance on a single player to provide that creative spark for your attack.
But what can I mean like in PSG?
No, Salah.
Okay, but in PSG's perspective, they have an array of very good players. They have Edison Cavani, they have Julian Draxler, they have Angel Di Maria. He has been running on.
Mbappe.
Draxler didn't play, by the way.
Mbappe.
Draxler
Yeah.
and Draxler didn't play.
Even Kurzawa wasn't playing, right?
Kurzawa
Wasn't playing.
I don't feel that
Playing.
Cavani is actually still overrated.
He's always overrated.
True.
He's always
I put
overrated.
Cavani on the same level as Higuain.
Damn.
But Higuain can score.
No. I disagree. Higuain is a much better player, much
Even though he's
polished
fat.
compared to
He
Cavani.
was a much better player. He's
Cavani.
not.
No. I mean, Higuain is such a good player, dude. For Argentina.
Can go to China now.
Give Cavani credit lah. At least he didn't deteriorate like Benteke. You think about it.
Yeah.
But for Madrid, look, it's really unfortunate. Madrid were ruthless in this game.
Man.
They didn't even play Bale until the second half.
The second half.
Yeah, and
I think
it was just it's like, to me, this is what PSG lacked. It's a difference between a team that you assemble using money compared to a team that was built by Zidane, and he really saw chemistry in this team, and that chemistry grew
It's not just chemistry. These players have played together
for quite some time. Yeah, and it really shows why Madrid is still a feared side
It's
because
still a threat.
they have
It's still a
that.
threat.
They have that. I think they made several rotations in this second
They
leg.
did.
Yeah, and it worked out well. It really worked out well.
It was made even worse when Verratti lashed out at the referee.
Yeah, Verratti, what a stupid player. And he thinks he's good enough for Barcelona somehow.
In this,
I think he could be.
he could be. I mean, like, okay, in this one, I want to bring up the article that I read recently about ESPN about how money can't buy you success.
Mm-hmm.
No, in the Champions League.
Mm-hmm.
In this case, we take the framework of Manchester City with PSG. Why is Manchester City doing so well in the Champions League, but why PSG isn't? The difference between that is that PSG does not have a long-term plan. PSG is just dumping money to buy players.
Yeah.
That's pretty much it, and I agree with that statement. That statement is actually a very strong.
I don't know. I mean, if say for example, if PSG had endured, it's a 4 season. It's been, I think, what, since 2011.
Yes.
If the first half of the project they had Pellegrini in, and then the second half they had Guardiola, well, things changed. I really think it goes down to the coach as well. Emery just isn't that great of a coach. Come on, let's face it, guys. What is on his portfolio? Think about it. What is on his portfolio?
3 times Sevilla champions in the Europa League.
And where's Sevilla now?
It's a big clubs.
Only Europa.
Not good enough. Simply not good enough. Simply not good enough. Like, even with Sevilla now, look at where he's left his team.
In
obvious,
shambles.
Yeah. I mean, I don't want to talk about much. The return fixture is coming soon for United.
Shambles.
Moving on to the next talk set.
Oh, I'm actually gutted this one.
Tottenham Hotspurs versus Juventus. Spurs becomes the first English team to exit the Champions League.
Bye, the bitch.
I think that's the only positive takeaway for Arsenal this week.
I think
I'm always positive. when the Spurs
at
win.
least they try harder than Arsenal.
Guys, we're not talking about Arsenal right now.
I know, but still, at least they tried harder than Arsenal.
Credit to one player in Spurs right now. Son Heung-min.
Holy shit. Without him, Spurs would not have been able to play this game at all. He was, what was it that you were kidding into in the car just now?
Park Ji-sung 2.0.
Park Ji-sung 2.0.
Huh?
A better Park Ji-sung.
Better Park
Okay,
Ji-sung.
so Park
I
Ji-sung is
admit.
the engine of.
No, I mean,
I admit better than
but
Park
Ji-sung
Ji-sung.
is not the goal scorer kind of.
No, exactly.
And
Exactly why he's better than Park
You
Ji-sung.
see why? Okay, Park Ji-sung is the engine of United when he was playing. He was part of the engine.
Yeah,
Okay.
he was.
Heung-min,
Why are you
Son
laughing?
Heung-min
I said,
is the engine.
I made the
and
engine
creative
sound,
outlet.
fucker. Are you triggered?
Creative outlet. Also, I think there's something about his eye on the pitch. It's something that
He's a very all-rounded player. He can
Yeah,
pass.
definitely all-rounded.
He can pass. He can sprint. He can score. He can block.
And
He can
has a very
tackle.
strong left
Who?
foot.
Yeah.
Such a
one
great
try
player.
that the one try he tried from outside the box, amazing.
Left foot.
Dude, he actually pushed Buffon to his limits today.
Oh yeah. And when he
I'll
scored-
give him that.
Oh,
and when he scored the
Son.
goal as well. Buffon couldn't
Okay.
do anything about it.
I think scoring that goal against Buffon was something that no one would be able to do anything about because
It
Buffon
was- it was
had
swaying
been,
away from him.
yeah, it was a few consecutive saves and ball was going a bit further out and Buffon
hit Heung-min shot with his left, hit his right, ball curled into the net. Yeah.
I'm thankful that Arsenal didn't buy Son. That's all.
Yeah. Could have run into the ground like Park Soo-young.
That's all.
Never forget Takuma Asano. Yes.
Isn't it getting boring for you guys to always go back to Arsenal?
Well, you always talk about Wembley and everything.
I don't know.
How else do we drive the ratings up?
Back to Spurs.
How else? Quality content.
Shut the fuck. Back to Spurs. This game, okay. Spurs were fucking
Ay,
okay, undeniable. They tried to lead. They got it in the 38th minute. Second half, Juve came back up.
Higuain?
Dybala was so damn quiet in the first half.
Higuain's goal was because Spurs fell asleep. The defensive line.
Usual.
Second goal also what?
Second goal wasn't because they fell asleep. They were outclassed by Juventus. Okay.
By Higuain. Higuain made the key pass.
Okay. Higuain's pass did not do the whole thing. If you ask me,
Okay,
it wasn't
fair,
because
fair.
of Higuain's pass alone.
Fair.
The wings for Juventus, they spread Spurs defense really wide.
This is a 4-3-3 formation we're talking about.
Yeah, they spread Spurs defense really wide. They brought them up front so far. All Dybala needed to do was collect the ball, shoot it in, compose finish.
And Davinson Sanchez was fucking drunk.
I feel like
Yeah, pretty much.
this is
He could have saved, he could have tackled it. Could have got a yellow card at most, but still.
this is my verdict
gutted lah.
for Tottenham. This is gonna be the last time we see an actual nice squad from Tottenham.
Damn.
Yeah!
And
Yeah.
next season, everything is gonna be dismantled already. I tell
Son's
you.
gonna go away.
Especially if
I don't think Son is gonna bowl.
Alderweireld leaves.
Alderweireld,
Yeah.
Son is
Kane.
gonna leave to a German team.
Oh,
I feel that's gonna happen.
Back to Bayern.
Leverkusen.
Back to Leverkusen.
They're not offering Alderweireld a new deal, right?
No,
Yeah.
no, they offered.
Yeah, but he
doesn't
didn't
wanna
want because he
sign.
didn't meet his wage demands, right?
He
Yeah.
want to go Beijing.
Otherwise, just want money.
打练一方
It's like 我要人民币，给我。
上海神话 you know. 北京国安
Beijing
Yeah.
won.
But for real though, I mean like I really feel gutted because they actually tried to go to at least quarterfinals or even semi-finals
had
with
a goal in mind. They
And
had a goal in mind. And this season would have
this.
been
This is the best season they actually can achieve already
You
lah.
know what? To wrap it all up, right? There's Spurs. There.
The Wembley curse.
still doing better than Arsenal is. I don't know what you're being happy about.
There's not much of a comparison.
Hey, they're the one in the Champions League. You're the one playing Milan in the round of 16 for Europa League. Moving on to our next talk set, Shopee Piala FA Malaysia. Shopee Piala FA Malaysia.
Sophia!
Are you done? Are you happy? Are you satisfied?
Are you guys shitting on the sponsor? Like,
Sabah versus JDT.
like for real? Are you guys shitting on them? Right now?
JDT won 2-1 away.
Okay, this match, right, I have to give credit to Sabah,
Sabah.
for taking home advantage. They were. I mean, usually you would see teams like even in KL,
Like
even
this.
in Selangor, you see JDT fans more than the home fans. I think this time around also, right?
This one boils down to one thing and one thing only.
I mean, it was in Borneo, so.
Yes. Okay. One thing is that,
Borneo.
and also another thing is JDT has not had a very good week. They lost Ulysses Moraes, their head coach.
Yeah.
Diaz
they were
left.
held- They were held in the AFC Cup.
Yeah, Diaz left.
And they lost Jorge Pereira Diaz for the second time. Second time. Not even the first time, second time. Why? Because Ulysses Moraes left. So, JDT, Uwe pula.
Juve.
You made out of that same.
JDT. Juve taruh dah.
Henry, lebat ayam kau.
Henry, is the alcohol kicking in?
What alcohol?
Kandang ayam.
First of all, fucking rude. Second of all, that was a mistake. Okay.
Juventus.
I'm embarrassed. It was shown in nationwide YouTube. Okay, JDT were running on a very poor run of form in the last week. Basically, on the boardroom, they were fucking destroyed because they lost their head coach and they lost their key player. Okay, so this time around, they fielded a squad which was more of like, who can be our inspiration in the squad? But yes, I have to agree with you now that experience did win the game for them this time around.
Yeah, it's because JDT is one of the only teams that has had multiple experiences traveling and playing.
And the only team right now in this season playing in the AFC Cup.
Correct. Plus, if you look at it, Sabah and Sarawak, their main advantage is when people come to play at their home country. Okay? Because here in Malaysia, travel time is not really something that we think about.
But it's definitely longer than when you travel around other states.
Correct.
In the peninsula.
And once that happens, it's not the same. These teams aren't able to perform up to the par that we expect them to be.
Despite flying in private jets, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's still be very tiring for them. He's always late.
Netflix should make a series out of them.
But in this game, I have to give credit to Sabah. They scored first, beat the keeper in the near post. But again, I want to repeat this one more time. Experience one game. Figueroa scored, and they had to score it in the 95th minute. 95th minute for the winner to come in, you know.
Pretty much. So, I mean, you can see that Sabah is at least giving JDT
Credit-
run for their money. Run for their money.
Credit to Sabah. They went out. I mean, of course, it was more of a off the pitch thing that I don't really want to talk about. But seriously, guys, stop being barbarians. Like, come on, man.
I'm actually just really looking forward to this next boxer.
Yeah, I'm actually looking forward to this one as well. Can we move on to the next talk set?
Oh yeah. Moving on to the one of the most depressing talk sets. I think.
No, it's not depressing. It was
It was encouraging.
it was
It's a positive.
Yo, the best thing I got out from this game was the fact that apparently there's a kandang ayam. Shut the fuck up!
Kuantan FA versus Axis O2 PJFC, a 7-0 defeat for fellow Axis O2. In other news, Southern FC also lost to Malacca United. They were trashed 7-0 as well. Difference in class, lah, guys. It really was a difference in class. Difference in class, lack of imports.
yes.
That really changed the whole way the game
All
went.
the insults.
We got 4 imports against a team from the Social League side
They couldn't even
not-
bring one of the imports.
who couldn't even bring their imports, unfortunately.
And
Oh.
the excuses given were amazingly horrible, but we can't talk about it.
Yeah, but honestly, it is very encouraging to see players or teams in the Social League playing in that.
I want to bring up what Coach Shazwan tweeted out on Twitter.
Okay, yes.
The push for social teams to go forward.
3 to 4 times training a week.
Yeah, the regular training thing. Do you think we should, if we want teams to go further? Okay, I'm looking at the situation in an English FA Cup scenario. You don't see lower league teams going past the quarterfinals. Rarely, right? At most it's Division 3 or Division 2, right? So if we want the same scenario to be replicated in Malaysia, do you think we should stop being that social already? Or are we going to take a non-force approach and say, you know what, let's not force people?
When was the last time a league lower than League 2 in League 3 in the FA Cup?
I wouldn't know. I'm just
No, English FA Cup. English FA Cup. When was the last time you see a League 2, League 3 team
win the FA Cup.
past, not even win,
Quarters.
go past round 4?
Not even one.
Against Liverpool, that one. Who was it again?
Wimbledon.
No. The latest
Round
one.
5.
The final.
Okay, no. Let's not talk about progress. At least they killed Giants. They killed Giants. MK Dons defeated 4-1. Defeated United 4-1. Right?
Yeah, and here's
Non-league
the
sides.
thing. It's taken them so many years to be able to get to that level.
Yeah,
So we
okay.
can't
So
really say much about these lower league teams here in Malaysia because this is the first time that we're actually seeing progress in terms of social league teams being pushed into the FA Cup. So yes, I do agree with you. What's next? Next would be the fact that they either stay social or they turn into amateurs.
Henry?
I cannot say anything about that.
Amateur lah. You have to move forward.
No, I'm asking you whether we push or we continue to stay neutral and say, you know what, let people choose what they want to do.
I'm not part of this scene, but my opinion is, if you want to stay social for the passion of football, play the social league lah, right? You stay in the social
Yeah,
league
but
itself.
I'm asking if you
so
do
if
that,
you wanna
will there be
challenge-
consequences?
Yeah, obviously your progression of football doesn't go that far, right? As a team and also Malaysian football as a whole, right? But if you are putting them socially and you want to push them forward, obviously they need to go another level higher.
I also want to add to the point that social league has now become an ambiguous statement.
Okay.
Because one, you have social league which is actually amateur league, and there's social league that's actually social league, means that you play for fun.
Okay.
And then you've got the social league aspect, which is actually the amateur league where you competitively play.
Okay.
So right now, we have to address this issue, and we have to create that divide. We have to segregate these two social leagues, have one definition of each other, then you understand which direction to.
So you're saying we cannot have mixing togethers?
I mean, you
I think
can.
we did have this argument.
We had this argument
We had this
before.
argument.
Yes, we had this argument before.
3 weeks before.
Yeah, because mobile posted something up and then we had a fight
was
about
it the
it.
WhatsApp group?
Yeah. Bobai. Yeah.
We were all
No.
arguing about it.
We were arguing face to face.
Yeah.
We were
Okay, so here's the thing.
Were you spitting each other?
After sitting down and actually properly thinking about it, I have to agree with you. In terms of social, everyone should be allowed to play.
Yes.
Okay, it doesn't mean you're professional. It doesn't mean you're new. It doesn't mean you can't play.
But you can't.
Everyone
You
should
need to
play.
stop thinking that, you know what, I just want to play for fun. If you
Yes,
really want to
yes,
move
no,
forward,
Exactly.
right?
Yeah.
So here's the thing. Putting social aside, these social league teams that really want to go further, they need to put aside the mentality of just saying, oh, we're going to play for social leagues. This is why the introduction of M5 and M4 is crucial for them, their development. M5 would be their stepping stone to get into M4. M4 would be what I would say is where people would start looking to attract sponsors, to attract people to pump money into the teams. Entry to get into the FAM League, you need money.
A lot of money.
You need a lot of money. Without that money, without that backing, you can't do anything. And M4 is going to be the perfect platform for that to happen. I'm not saying it's going to be an amazing platform yet, because we all know and we all agree at the fact that they are a bit rushing on this.
Yes.
But it's still a platform right now. So these social league teams who want to go further needs to push aside the mentality of saying we're just going to play socially.
But what
we
about
want to be more than just amateurs.
But what about the teams who just want to play for fun?
Then you play in your social league. Don't go for the amateur. Yeah.
Okay.
Don't mix around with the amateur league.
So
Not mix around at all, but like,
so like I said, there needs to be a certain segregation between these
No.
two definitions.
yeah, unfortunately, yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So basically we're all agreeing at one point.
So there's a social league like Bobai, and then there's these stuff like
Social.
SEL,
KVL.
KVL. Those are not social leagues anymore. Those are now
Amateur
what
leagues.
should be called amateur leagues,
Amateur
or
leagues.
semi-pro leagues.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
At the end of the day, the whole developmental process of having an M4 M5 is something that's really good right now. These are what's going to allow
A
teams
bit rush,
to,
right?
a bit rush. It's pretty rush. But these are what's going to allow teams to push for a more high standing, for a better football mentality.
Okay. Sums it up pretty well. That brings us to the end of this week's podcast. Don't forget to tune in to us, same place, same time next week. Subscribe to our YouTube channel, follow us on Facebook and Twitter. Sunset Beaches 4.
We're more active on Twitter right now.
Yeah, just so you guys know, if you guys want to like fuck around on Twitter, you want to around.
I don't want to say anything about that because I don't want to get persecuted.
Until next time, this is the lad signing off. Loads of balls.